Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you once again from the Kernersville Auto Museum. You got to see this place. Where we want to start, not just with this segment, but for the next two segments, is talking about the problem with hunger. And we do that with three good friends of ours. On my immediate right, Griff Shuler is here. His partner on the far right, David Daggett. You see them all the time here from Daggett Shuler, attorneys at law, and our good friend Eric Aft in the middle, CEO of Second Harvest Food Bank in Northwest North Carolina. Good to see you, boys.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Eric, let me start with you for a minute or so. Remind everybody what the mission of the food bank is and what geographical area you cover.
Sure. We cover the Northwest North Carolina area, 18 counties from Boone to Burlington, Statesville to the Virginia line, helping to make sure that people have food on the table through a network of almost 500 partners.
How pervasive is the hunger situation in our area, and is it more of a problem now than, say, a year ago?
Yeah. You know, people may not realize the impact of hunger in our area and how much it exists among children, seniors, veterans, and people with disabilities. In October, we saw our highest month that we've ever had in the history of the food bank. Our network served over 89,500 individuals who needed assistance.
A lot of them kids.
It is. About 40% of the individuals that we serve are kids. And it's important, whenever you throw out statistics, to remember it is kids, it's the seniors, it's the people we see in the grocery stores that go to school with our kids. These are our neighbors who face this challenge.
How did the government shutdown impact your mission, and what measures, if any, did you take to deal with it?
Yeah, it was tremendous impact on our neighbors. The uncertainty that whole situation caused for all of us, but those who are on SNAP benefits, which in our region, that's almost 300,000 individuals. What we saw is a huge spike in the number of people seeking assistance. In a very short 3-day period that we measured, we saw an increase of 25% of individuals seeking assistance.
That's amazing. David, how long have you and Griff and your team been involved with helping the food bank, and in what way?
It's interesting. I was over at the food bank yesterday and got asked that same question, and my answer was, I think forever. It's been a long time that we've been involved and been supportive. One of the things that we did this year is took our 11 lawyers over and worked for half a day in the kitchen, and we were I was a parsley chopper, and quite frankly, I thought I was pretty good at it. Although we got into a parsley chopping competition, but we worked there for a whole morning, packing frozen lunches, sealed them up, ready to go out for delivery. It was quite a lot of work, but it was extremely impactful because you actually saw the quantity, the volume, the need, the nutritional support that went into each and every meal. And so you hear about the food bank, but you see the food bank. When you're there working in the food bank, it hits you just a little bit deeper and differently than it's ever hit before.
Right. Well, Griff, there's so many worthy causes to support out there. Why is this so high on your list?
Well, I think, the wonderful thing about the food bank is they meet people where they're at. So Eric talked about the increase in the need during the shutdown, and they met that need where people were at. I think it's unbelievable the number of people that come for help for the food bank that just need it for one time. And they meet that need. But in addition to that, they go so deep into our community by really trying to get to the sources of food insecurity. And I think that's one of the things David and I have always kind of talked about the food bank, is their ability to meet people that are in need where they're at and make a real difference in people's lives, both when they need it short term, but also they're working so hard on working to getting to the source of the food insecurity.
Absolutely, and that's a good point. I will put something up on screen. First is Second Harvest, NWNC.org. Please check that out, and we'll do that again later. DaggettShulerLaw.com, 724-1234. Back now on Triad Today as we continue our discussion about hunger in our area with, of course, Griff Shuler, David Daggett from Daggett Shuler, Eric Aft, CEO of the food bank. And we pick back up, Eric, in the last segment we talked about how you guys at the food bank help folks in times of crisis, but just day in and day out, there are a lot of services that you offer.
Absolutely. You know, I think as Griff alluded to, is we try to look at the root cause as well. So our culinary training program that we provide has graduated over 1,000 individuals. And so when folks are out eating in the community, is probably one of our graduates is assisting them back in the kitchen. And, you know, it's about a career path and not just job training. But also we look at, you know, David referenced our focus on nutrition. So nutrition education is a key for us. And that is an investment in the long-term health of our community, especially working with our kids and our seniors.
Staying on the kids theme, David, you and Griff and your team have been so active in doing programs and events and things for kids, backpack programs and other things. Sort of tie that into how your support at Daggett Shuler, your support for kids, and how does that tie in with the mission of the food bank?
Sure. It's really pretty staggering that our area is one of the worst in the United States for food insufficiency for students and children.
Yeah.
It's staggering. And it makes you want to help. You see that. As you know, I'm a volunteer wrestling coach at high school, and I see students that don't have food for the weekends. And it's hard for a lot of us to imagine this, but it is real. It's in our community, and the food bank realizes that and does something about it. One of the statistics that Eric mentioned earlier, and this actually shocked me from his presentation earlier this week, was that since we came out of COVID, everybody thought food insufficiency was going to peak during COVID and then come back down and everything was suddenly going to get better.
But
their numbers have actually doubled over those 2 to 3 years since COVID. And it's a real thing every day that our young people are struggling with.
right, and Griff, to pick up on what David's saying, why is it so important for businesses like yours and the community to get involved?
Well, obviously, I think we have a duty to give back. And so that's something that is in our DNA at Daggett Shuler. So you need to give back. But I think specifically for Second Harvest Food Bank, David mentioned our attorney time over there and being able to volunteer there. And I got to tell you, what I was blown away by is how much the individuals that work at Second Harvest Food Bank, how much they care. It came through in everything they do. They know their purpose. They know why they're doing what they're doing. They really care about others, and they want to make their community better. And I was frankly just blown away by the folks that work at Second Harvest Food Bank and how much they knew their purpose and how engaged they were.
Well, they have a good guy at the top helping them with that.
They certainly
Eric,
do.
just a couple seconds left. One thing, Eric, I wanted to get you to mention, and that is what can folks in the community do? I know people know about, hey, I can get some canned food and drop it off here or there. What can we do?
Yeah, you know, really learning from the example that these guys and their firm provide, and so many do in the community. It's about donating so that we can purchase more food right now, volunteering, and then advocating for good food policy that supports community.
Very quickly, David, I think you have something you wanted to announce to Eric.
Yeah, so two things. We have a food drive at our office that's been very successful this year. They're picking up on Friday at 2 o'clock. And then also we have a check for Second Harvest right there. And we appreciate all you do and the ongoing support. And we encourage members of our community, let's wrap our arms around the needs of our community and all help where we can.
Absolutely. Up on screen, Second Harvest, NWNC.org. You can go there and find out all sorts of information. DaggettShulerLaw.com should you need these guys and their help. 724-1234. To all three of you for what you do, I want to thank you too. And I mean that sincerely. A great job for the community. Thanks, guys.